And you've got to balance that against the regulatory environment. So we've got new regulations that just came out from the Department of Labor around the definition of fiduciary. So
Sure.
Balancing that education versus guidance versus advice, all that that's a confluence of things that you have to balance in terms of how you run your business.
Yep, important that we understand how we want to run the business within those terms, within those elements, but most important that we make sure we're actually educating and providing participants that chance to make forward progress against their goals.
And it's doing that in the context of the corporate market, the tax-exempt market, government, et cetera. I mean, that you service all these different entities.
Absolutely. And it's interesting, every market is different, and you have to make sure that you're serving the needs not only of the participants in those markets, but of the plan sponsor, because plan sponsor needs and the way they want to run plans in those different markets is very different. You obviously have advisors operating in a fair amount of the marketplace as well. So we look at it as having three constituents that we need to satisfy: the participant, the plan sponsor, and that advisor that works in a range of our markets.
Yeah, I mean, it really truly is a balancing act. And in terms of the government market, and there are still some corporate plans that have defined benefit plans. So it's about balancing the defined contribution plan, the defined benefit plan, and if they have Social Security or they're participating in Social Security, kind of balancing that together. So it really tasks the representatives at the record keepers, at the service providers, to be very knowledgeable and astute on so many different types of plans and so many different types of entities. I mean, it's a challenge.
You're absolutely right. Depending on the plan sponsor and the range of benefits they offer to their employees, you need to understand where the DC plan falls within that, and what's the anchor benefit, and what are the other benefits that you want to support that with, and how do you tell the story of all the benefits that a participant has, and make sure you're communicating exactly the way the sponsor wants you to talk about their benefits package. And that's one of the unique things about being an employer, is you can set it up the way you think your employees want those services.
But it's that customization that really requires a partner that can deliver in different channels. And you have to have, in order to do that, you really have to have the scale to do it. So it's, you have to be able to have the technology resources, the compliance resources, the operations resources. You've got to have the right people. At the end of the day, we're in the relationship business. You need to have people. I mean, we'd love to automate everything.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's the people that they're pushing the buttons, that are responding to client inquiries, participant inquiries, and kind of helping to move the needle.
Yeah. Scale is absolutely important. You want to be able to serve the customer exactly the way they want to be served, but you have to be able to guarantee that you're going to do it with quality, right? And you're going to be able to do it with efficiency. So it's being able to serve clients in as many ways as they want possible, but making sure you deliver quality and efficiency. So if you can get that combination right, you've got a great business model.
And this is a dynamic, ever-changing industry. We've been talking all day about public policy changes, operational changes, technology changes, and so you've got to be on your toes. I don't envy you as a reform record keeper. So I've been in the record keeping industry. I don't envy you. I mean, you've got to be very adaptive in this environment.
Yeah, 26 years in the record keeping space for me, so I've certainly seen a lot of change, as has the leadership and the rest of the organization in power. So I think we're well equipped to handle it. But you're right, our industry has and will continue to evolve. And the good news is I think it's moving in the right direction. And we, Ed talked about PPA yesterday and the advances that made. What's the next evolution of that, and how can we as an industry help drive that?
Absolutely. Well, Richard Linton, thank you so much for joining us on the show today. We appreciate your insight.
Thrilled to be here. Thanks, Jeff.